Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a Let's Play of Smash Ultimate. Now, Super Smash Ultimate is the latest game of the Super Smash Bros. Series, a Nintendo classic that has been around since 1999. The game is a multiplayer fighting game that allows players to choose from a wide variety of characters with similar yet unique movesets, and choose from a variety of gameplay options that set the stage for battle, whether it be casual or competitive. So in the video, we're going to talk about how the diverse and numerous options prove Smash to be an inclusive game for players of all fighting styles, but what's more is that the wide variety of characters, both human and non-human, each with multiple variations of looks, and the function of the online gaming mode which protects player identity, makes Smash a particularly safe space for players of queer gender identities, different races, and female players to express themselves and protect themselves from discrimination, bullying, and sexual harassment. So let's just jump right into it. This is the screen you'll see when you start the game. There are lots of game modes as you can see, but I'm gonna play online today. And it's connecting. Okay, and so we have the option to smash and spectate. We want to smash, go to quick play, and you can play either co-op or solo. Co-op is with another player and you both fight online against another team of 2 players, but I'm just going to be playing solos. And now we're going to the character menu. So what's super cool about Smash Ultimate is that there are so many characters to choose from. You are going to use the same inputs to do the moves, and they all kind of have the same moveset, but they have different qualities to them, and you can choose that based on your playing style. What's also really great is that there are different skins to choose from for every single character in the game. And this is where I think Smash makes a really good argument for diversity. It's not like every character has the option to change the race, and there's arguably not enough representation for people of color in the game, but we can tell that the Smash creators consciously made the decision to add diversity because some of the skins are not present in these characters' actual games. None of the characters are specific to Smash. They're all from different games. Some of them Nintendo, some not. For example, let's look at Dark Pit. This skin does not exist in Kid Icarus, which is Pit's game. It's just exclusive to Smash in an effort to introduce diversity. And here's another example of diversity. These are Pokemon trainers from Pokemon, and these skins don't actually exist in the game. Now, not only does Smash make an argument for diversity in skin color, but we also have some diversity in character genders. For example, multiple characters have kind of an ambiguous gender look. Other characters, like Pichu, are supposed to be female in their game, but there are different options for what you can wear, so you don't have to present as female. Which also presents the argument that identity should be carefully considered when releasing a game. In an article by Ronnie Ford called Game Studies, Queer Resistance in Video Games, he talks about a large problem with Zelda Breath of the Wild that involves identity, because there's a village in which Link, the main character, must cross-dress to be allowed in, because only females are allowed. This, whether intentional or unintentional, presents an anti-transgender sentiment that one must dress, act, speak, etc. in conventionally feminine ways to pass as female, and those who do not are not valid in their gender identity. The author makes the argument that transgender people may feel uncomfortable with this part of the story, and it may bring feelings of stress or doubt that the developers did not consider before releasing it. It's not fair to say that Smash should not face any criticism for its character choices, because all of the default skins are white. But it's pretty clear that the Smash developers did try to introduce diversity into the game and put a little bit more thought into it, because a lot of new character skins were introduced into the game even if those skins did not exist in those characters' actual games. Another thing we can kind of praise Smash for is its inclusion of female characters who don't present any differently than men and who don't wear clothes any differently than men do. In Virtual Me, Gender and Identity in World of Warcraft, a video that features multiple genders comparing their experiences with playing World of Warcraft, many female players cite that their appearance in the game makes them uncomfortable to be female because females have to present very overly sexualized, their outfits are more revealing, and they have less clothes on, and the female characters are very obviously female. And that's not to say that Smash doesn't have any female characters that are sexualized, because that is definitely evident. But that is true to their games, and what's great about Smash is that they introduced characters that were female but did not have to present female, and there are a lot of other characters that aren't even human, so you can basically choose whatever you want. And that's great because it makes a lot of female players less uncomfortable to present the way they want to present. What's more is that people who generally feel uncomfortable in the gaming sphere because of their identity do not have to reveal any part of that at all on online Smash. In The Position of Women in Video Game Culture by Cyan Tompkinson and Tal Harper, the article details how technology may be gendered, which is why women are often bullied on online gaming platforms. There are 2 reasons stated in the article for why technology is gendered, one being that fields involving a lot of technology, such as science, and just the field of technology in general, is still male-dominated. The other is that aggressive behavior online is tied back to those who first developed video games, and this behavior is still perpetuated in online gaming. The consequence of aggression and fierce competition is hypermasculinity, which is an obsession with portraying one's ideal version of masculinity, and that makes the gaming community very territorial and exclusive to women. The article is a good example of why women could potentially be bullied in Smash as well, seeing as it is a fighting game, which is traditionally masculine, and male players have the tendency to be aggressive and competitive. Smash doesn't suffer from this problem, however, online at least, as there's no way to tell anything about the identity of one's opponent if the opponent chooses not to reveal any part of it. There's no chat function, and the only personalized aspect could be one's display name, which could be anything. So I decided to do a little experiment online with my display name to see if Smash protecting gender identity was actually important and actually effective. First, I set my display name to a traditionally more masculine name, or it could be ambiguous as to the identity, but I think it's more masculine sounding, so I changed it to Hunter. And then I went online and played a bunch of games as Hunter. For my data, I tracked the player name, if they won or lost, if they decided to rematch me or they left, and if they did any form of harassment or bullying to me. But you might be wondering what kind of bullying they could possibly do to me if I said I was able to hide behind a screen name and there was no chat function. Well, I present to you teabagging. Teabagging is a form of taunting the player, which you can do by just crouching up and down with your controller, and it's supposed to basically make fun of the player for either losing, not doing well, or being bad at the game. It's also a way to maybe make the player angry so they play worse. I experienced a lot of teabagging as Hunter, especially when I was losing. Next, I changed the name on my profile back to my normal name, Zoe. I wanted to see if I'd get teabagged as much as Hunter, or if I'd get teabagged even more. The results, however, were very unexpected. Again, I tracked the character name, if they won or lost, if they stayed around to rematch me, and if they did any form of teabagging. But this time, I had to add an entirely new variable. Rage quitting is when someone gets so mad at the game, whether they're losing or if they're just not doing well, that they just quit. And I found as Zoe that I got a significantly higher amount of rage quits. The thing that surprised me, however, was that I got a much lower number of teabaggers. It's mentioned in the article that technology being a male-dominated field leads men to develop a superiority complex to women when it comes to gaming. But if I would be perceived as weaker, then why wouldn't they teabag me as much? My theory is that men become more toxic when they are together, because men are supposed to be good at games. Females are not. Teabagging establishes dominance, and when they feel like they already have the upper hand in a match, there's no need to show dominance to someone they already perceive as weaker. On the other hand, if they get their ass kicked by someone they perceive as weaker, they feel threatened and rage quit. When I played as Zoe, there were a significantly higher amount of rage quits. So, in conclusion, can I say my experiment really worked? Did I actually avoid harassment online by being a different name? Well, not necessarily, but I think this still says something about Smash's motive overall. Because the only things your opponent can actually tell about you are your name and the character you're playing with, there's no way for harmful bullying to actually happen. The lack of a chat feature and the lack of any other data about the player protects them from any potential stalking, harassment, or serious bullying that could occur. So, it doesn't matter your name, the object of Smash is to feel safe and have fun. If you can take a little teasing every now and then, that is. In an article called Gaming Expertise by Klaus Toft Nielsen, it presents a study on the female experience in gaming. The study showed that women were less confident in their skill compared to their boyfriend or husband with whom they played the same number of hours. Further, they felt as though they weren't part of the gaming community of that particular game. They wouldn't seek out information on their own, but rather ask their partners for help. The article concludes that because women are more excluded from the gaming community, they won't trust themselves to understand information regarding the game, and won't engage in other players who play the game in fear of being judged. I feel like the conclusion of this study sums up my experience in gaming as well, and it's why I rarely, if ever, engage in online gaming on different platforms. Smash is probably one of the first games I ever took really seriously, and I feel like I'm actually a pretty competent player now. I can't say that with too many other games. And I think I can attribute that to Smash's confidentiality. I, as a new player, felt really intimidated when I first got on the game. But shortly after, I realized no one could tell anything about me, and I had time to learn and grow in my experience, without being pushed away by toxic gamers in the community. So overall, I feel like the creators of Smash really did take into consideration player identity. Most people know that the Smash community is actually known for being pretty toxic, but that's not on the game. That's more in person, or a loser hiding behind a Reddit screen name. As a member of multiple minority groups, I actually felt welcomed into Smash. There's decent representation, especially compared to a lot of other games, but I think the biggest thing for me is really just being able to not be harassed for who I am online. Smash is the game that really made me fall in love with gaming. I needed time and practice to realize I loved games, but I couldn't get it when I was harassed out of games online. So I hope Smash will be a little bit of an inspiration for games in the future. Consideration for identity is actually a huge part in creating a good game, and fostering a gaming environment safe for marginalized players.